KATC Weather Lab. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, we're working on another chilly, likely a frosty night tonight through tomorrow morning, and some seasonably cool weather into the weekend, but a relatively quiet pattern. We will see some changes going into next week, but the big story across portions of the U.S. and North America will be the displacement of the polar vortex, that old term again. Let's get into it and show you what we're talking about. Now, I have here the European model where I plot the lines or the upper level pattern. And then the colored areas are the temperatures, and the polar vortex, you can kind of see it right here. I have it a little bit confusing here, normally around the pole. But when we have some weather systems that knock up into the high latitudes, that polar vortex gets displaced, and sometimes it moves to the south. So here we have the 32-degree line, that light shade of blue right there, below zero into the purple, and then we're talking 20 to 30 degrees or colder below zero. So that polar vortex is going to be making a move southward as we go into next week. And we're not only talking minus 20, minus 30 temperatures, but maybe up to minus 50 wind chills that are going to affect portions of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Now, we got a little taste of some chilly air as we go into the middle part of next week, but it won't last long. And again, that cold air continues to circulate around the Great Lakes, southeastern Canada, and there could be more going into February as well. Here we are, February 3rd, so winter not done with, and we may actually see a little winter precipitation down the line, but don't get too crazy about it. Don't lose your minds about it, but there may be a snowflake or two in the air about Tuesday of next week. We'll have more on that in just a second. Meanwhile, you can see cold air moving across the Great Lakes. Lake effect snows kicking in, and I think we're going to see big snow totals up in this part of the world over the next couple of weeks with that cold air pouring on in through the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, for us, clear skies this evening, nice chilly temperatures, and that's the way it's going to go through the overnight hours through tomorrow morning. High pressure, secondary ridge of high pressure tries to build in, but it's not going to be much of a ridge of high pressure. So we start off frosty, maybe a few high clouds during the course of the day, but a mostly sunny day once again. And that high pressure ridge stays with us as we go into tomorrow evening. Shuttles off a little bit farther to the east, so not quite as chilly as we go into Friday night, Saturday morning. A little bit of a frontal trough right here. Nothing to really draw on the weather map, but an increase in clouds, maybe a sprinkle nearby, but we are going with a dry weekend forecast with fair to partly cloudy skies, and temperatures starting to warm up. 60 on Saturday and mid-60s we think as we head into Sunday. So let's take a look at that long-range European model now, and we go through Sunday still looking good, the remnants of that little front right there. And then as we get into Tuesday of next week, and this is where we're going to stop it for right now, have frigid air pouring into the northern part of the U.S., cold conditions driving down as far south as the Gulf Coast. Now, there's going to be a cool front here, and the models are suggesting some overrunning precipitation behind the cool front in the form of snow all the way down through Mississippi, maybe into Louisiana. So don't get your hopes up too high. Nothing that is going to stick to the ground. But we have a little bit in the way of assurance that the GFS model indicating a little bit much the same as we go into pre-dawn hours of Tuesday. Some showers that could switch over to anything salmon color here is a wintry mix. It could be sleet. It's not going to be freezing rain in this scenario. And then maybe a flake or two. We'll just have to wait and see. But again, this may be the only opportunity we see a few snowflakes, and they won't last long. By Tuesday afternoon, the sun will be back out. So that's going to be about it. But that's what we've seen, the closest that we've seen so far this winter to maybe seeing a snowflake. And that's maybe all we get to see. If that. Remember, that's 5 days away. We'll see how the models look tomorrow. Meanwhile, tonight, down in the frost zone, northern parishes of Acadiana, much the same I-10 corridor, and then down along the coast as well, anywhere between 33 and about 35 for most folks, and that's cold enough for frost for sure. And then after that chilly start, we get into the mid to upper 50s, so a little bit warmer tomorrow, very light winds, so if you're out in the sun, it's going to feel certainly milder than that 57 degrees. We'll favor mid to upper 30s tomorrow night into Saturday morning, there will be the chance of frost, especially northern parishes of Acadiana. These are not lows. This is just a snapshot temperature right around 7 or 7:15 in the morning. And then we get into Saturday rather, we'll hit 60. And then Sunday, we head into the mid-60s. So 33 the low tonight. Keep those plants covered. Keep the sheets and the plastic out there for another couple of days because we might be close to that frost zone again as we head into Saturday morning. 57 the high tomorrow. Nice way to finish the week. Wall-to-wall sun. Just a few high clouds out there. Should be a lovely day indeed. Going into the weekend, a few more high clouds overall, but a quiet pattern through Monday. And there's that 40% chance of some precipitation early Tuesday. And then by Tuesday night, when temperatures drop into the upper 20s to lower 30s, the precip will be out of here. And then toward the end of next week, a little bit of a warming trend with some showers. But overall, a typical winter pattern. Only thing atypical is the last couple of winters we've seen snowflakes and some wintry precipitation. We may not see that this year, but Tuesday we have a chance, a very slight chance.
And you said wind chills below
50 below or better in spots.
Unimaginable.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan is going to be brutal up there.
I will never live there.